Hi.
I am so glad to have finally got to sit down and talk with you. How's things going?
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you for talking
Great.
with me
Thank
today.
you for coming.
I know. And this is part of our series of success stories for the bid, telling and getting under the skin about what those businesses are like, why the city centre is successful, and why the city centre is important to everybody in Stoke-on-Trent. So tell me then about the story of Vellichor, how it came about, how it all started.
Okay. So I was working at a SEN school as a one-to-one and TA. But I was off with stress basically, as education settings are very stressful, and there was a lot going on. So I was sitting at home and just wondering what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to carry on or do something else. And my friends, they owned Geek Retreat at the time, and I started thinking, well, if they can do it, why can't I? Why can't I do something different? So then I just started thinking about all the things I used to like. I love reading, and I was thinking, what can I do with that? And I'd been to a few places in other cities where they'd had like a bookshop and a sort of coffee shop in the same place, and I wanted to do something similar. And I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And Stoke doesn't really have anything like that. Well, it did at the time anyway. So yeah, it was about doing that, and I think because I watched Black Books when I was really smaller, I really liked Bernard Black. I'm nothing like Bernard Black. Don't smoke and I don't drink that much. But yeah, I sort of liked his little cosy shop, and I thought that'd be really nice.
Yeah. So obviously you wanted an independent store, you wanted it around reading, but tell me more about the importance of it being independent and what the purpose was that you wanted around it.
I think with the high street being how it is, I think smaller shops, smaller independent shops are the way to go. Like big businesses struggle. They've got so many costs. They've got so many to do with rent. Well, the normal bills like rent, lighting, paying your staff and everybody. You've got a lot more staff, a lot more marketing to do. And you have this certain reputation to uphold as well. Whereas if you're independent, well, I'm in charge, so I can do what I want. But yeah, it's. I think the communities need smaller independent shops again, rather than these big ones. Because even though it's great when big shops come, it creates loads of jobs, which is amazing. But they are struggling at the minute, whereas little ones, there is less overheads for them. So they can, if they could manage to stay on a bit longer, like to get them through the first few years, they tend to become a staple of the community, a bit like Music Mania, across the road from me. Been there for years, so you're a small independent business and they're still going, and it's all the little environment.
So tell me more about that community that you're building around Vellichor. How is it influencing the city centre? How's it influencing your business?
Well, I think there's a few shops like mine similar that do these extra things, and it does bring people more. Because people, if you come in out and you want people to stay, you need to give them something that's nice, something that isn't just going Tesco because you need to go Tesco. You want to give them something where if they are in town, I can pop in Vellichor, I can pop in here, I can pop in there, and they want to stay. And I think over time they meet other people that are also doing the same thing. Like on Wednesdays, we've got a book club going, and I've had other groups of people meet each other through that. And sometimes they come back, it's nice when they do. I've got some regulars that do as well, and some that, they've gone off on their own little groups, they're still in contact outside, do other things, and I've seen a lot less, but they still come in occasionally. Like upstairs with Wednesday nights now, we're doing a lot of gaming upstairs, and a lot of new people coming to that. People that wouldn't necessarily come in to read, but they need a space for meeting new people and socialising. And it's just that nice, quiet space. It's not as loud as a pub. There's no alcohol. We don't serve alcohol. So everyone's sober, which is nice.
So it provides that alternative space for people to be in the city centre and find their people, but enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so. You're not forced to be doing anything you don't want to, because we've all been want to spend time with mates, but you don't always necessarily want to sit in a bar. You don't. Sometimes you just want that other atmosphere that's just a bit more calming.
Yeah. So do you find that people who are coming here and experiencing Vellichor in all its different guises, Are those people who would have come to the city centre anyway, or do you find that they are coming for the first time?
There's a mixture. I've had people that are always in town that come in. They've come in eventually because they've walked past a few times.
Yeah.
And I've had people that have seen me in Stoke-on-Trent live and said, "Oh, I didn't realise this was here, so I've come in especially to see you and see what it's about." So I think there is a mixture. So I think that always happens with new businesses if they are portrayed in a positive light and they are doing something different for Hanley in the city centre. People will come out and see them. And hopefully they'll come back as well. And quite a few of them do, which is nice.
So what has the feedback been?
Quite positive. I've had a 10-year-old say it was his favourite place in the world.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it really is. He's ace as well. When he comes in, he's lovely. And obviously we have people that want to spend more time here through feedback they've heard. Like the girl who wanted a birthday here. Amazing. You don't get that with bad feedback.
No.
And a lot of people say how safety feels well, because obviously I've got a pride flag in the window.
Yes.
So we have that kind of atmosphere where it is very safe. It is a safe space for people.
And so what's the next steps? Where do you see it going from here?
Surviving another year. Well, that's the first step. Because you've got to keep surviving. But it'd be nice to have more stocking, have even more books, even more Warhammer that I can sell it, even more evenings if I had staff I could open later more often.
Yes.
So I've got some lovely volunteers at the minute. I've got 3 at the minute. I've got Caleb on Saturday. He's amazing. Harrison does Wednesday afternoon, Susan today as well, and we also have Erwin who comes in on Thursdays and does a bit of cleaning. Yeah, he's lovely. I mean,
so part of the community contributing back to the business. And so how do you connect up with other businesses in the city centre? How does that all work?
So a lot of the time I go to events that BID put on in the Smithfield. I go to them for networking.
Sure.
Sometimes it's just going around and talking to them, or inviting them to come talk to me. I've been speaking to someone from Little Dumpling King. He's the sous chef there. He's not announced anything yet, as far as I know, so I'm not going to say anything yet. But I've been talking to him about some stuff we can do together.
Brilliant.
I go to Bottlecraft and socialise there a few more than I used to, because it's just round the corner from me. And Chris is lovely. I've known him for quite a while now. It's just little things sometimes, and also sharing each other's events and stuff that happens, because we do a few other events here, like we've done ghost hunts and stuff, and BID shared them, Music Mania shared them, even Scalorns has shared them before. The shop just down. So I think that's what it comes down to.
What would you say to a visitor who maybe haven't been up to Hanley for a little while, haven't been into the city centre ever? What's good about the city centre experience?
Yeah, I mean, just come down, have a look, walk around for a bit. I mean, no one was expected to be busy every day. We're not Manchester, we're not London, we're not huge, but there is plenty going on. You just need to look for it. And I think as businesses, as I said, we need to get better at shouting out what is going on, because I think a lot of the time we don't, because there's always stuff going on.
Tell me a little bit about what you as a business need more, obviously not from customers, but in terms of business support, ideas. What do you feel would help?
Again, I think more business collaborations is always welcome.
Yeah.
Even if it's something small, I think we can always do something for each other. Just popping in, saying hello. If you're in town, then I'll come into yours. Obviously, share leaflets, things like that. It's the little things, I think.
It is the little things.
It's the little things that keep you going. If you've got business cards, you can drop off here if you want. You can have some of mine. It's all sorts like that help. And
obviously it's Stoke-on-Trent centenary year this
year.
Yes,
it is, yeah.
So what does that mean to you?
Oh, God. Let's see if I can last 100 years. Whether I'll still be alive then, who knows? But yeah, I think it's special because Stoke-on-Trent is one of those unusual cities. It's not like anywhere else in the UK, made up of these little towns.
Yeah.
And we are all spread out. It'd be nice for sometimes for it close together. I think it's worth celebrating that something so unusual is still around 100 years later.
Yeah, and still offering such value to all your community and your customers.
I have met people from America that have come to visit Ever Bridgewater just for they've come down to the UK for a few weeks just so they can see the potteries and visit Bridgewater factory.
Yeah. And we hear that, so it's spreading spreading those visitors throughout the city to discover the likes of Vellichor.
Exactly.